Yes, we're back on the lives, you know. It's been a couple of weeks, hasn't it? Another 20-minute live. We're just gonna see how it goes, innit? I ain't done a live for 2 weeks, so I'm a bit like rusty. I'm a bit rusty, man. A bit of ring rust, a bit of... See how it goes anyway, so... This better be 2 hours. Yeah, I ain't done a live for about 2 weeks, yeah, because you know the last lives that I was doing, like, it was too loud, wasn't it? You know, the fan in the laptop, it was pissing me off. It was really fucking up the audio, so I ordered a new fan, you know, from Amazon, and I put it in the laptop today, so it sounds better, don't it? Have you noticed? There was like a horrible noise, so I had to get it resolved. Why are your subscribers growing so slowly, Titan? I'm shadow banned, innit? YouTube fucking give me a strike. They give me a few little warnings, so they're trying to blackball me, you know, trying to prevent my growth. But I keep it moving.
Oscar Bevis, IFL.
Oh God. Look at that, she's fucking back, man. Fucking horrible. Coogan's turned the comments off, hasn't he? Look at that. Comments are turned off. Why are they? Why are they turned off?
IFL TV proudly sponsored by Bilal Shannon Courtney joins me. Thank you for giving me some of your time. Yeah, how are we?
I'm really well, thank you. How are you?
I hate her.
I'm good. All the better for seeing yourself. I haven't seen you in a long while.
It's a bit strong.
The boxing world, in terms of a fight week, hasn't seen you for quite a while. Does it feel a bit strange in that sense? Because I suppose you've gone from being really active to having the biggest break of your career, and now you're back in the spotlight again.
Yeah.
She got beat in it. She like blamed it on her period. So she gets criticised, and then Coogan like turns the comments off. You know what I mean? Posse move, man. Posse move.
You know, it's been a year out, and it's not been a fun year. It's not been a year out of choice. You know, obviously I had the injury.
She was on her
Had
period.
2 operations in the end. Was actually told before the second operation there's a chance you will never box again. So that wasn't fun, obviously. But I mean, I was supposed to fight on the UK Ben card, which never happened. So it's been a bit of an up and down year. But we're finally here. I'm finally fighting again, and buzzing to be back.
Obviously, not something you probably want to dwell on too much, but when you're told there's a possibility you may never box again, how is that mentally to deal with when you've gone through so much to get yourself into the position you are, to being told that there's...
She hadn't done anything. She won a little silly belt. She boxed number 9, you know, in the WBA rankings. Beat her, yeah, and then she became like a world champ from beating the number 9 in the WBA women's rankings. How can you beat number 9, you know, and then become a world champ? So when this little IFL fucker is saying that she's worked really hard to get to this position, it's silly talk, isn't it?
Potential that you will never step in the ring again. How was that to deal with mentally?
These women, yeah,
It was hard.
they can box for a world title, you know, in their first fight or their second fight.
Because obviously we had the first operation, which we really was...
They don't want to do 3 minutes, do
I was
they?
training, I was working really hard, but I couldn't...
But they want equality.
I wasn't telling my team, and then it got to the point that I couldn't straighten my leg. And the surgeons and the physios were like, why can't you get full extension? This doesn't make sense.
She's a
I
slag.
forced my leg straight and they couldn't, and in the end I couldn't even walk. We had another scan, they were like, oh God, there's another problem, so I had to have another surgery to get it removed. And thank the Lord, second surgery was such a success that
She's been gifted a world title, you know what I mean? She ticks a box. She ticks the posse box. She's been gifted a great opportunity. So this little IFL fucker saying she's worked hard to get here, it's not true, is it? And Kruger's turned the comments off again. Bastards.
I I literally walked out of the hospital with a straight leg. So then I had to do all the rehab, start all over again, build my leg up again. So it's been a long process, but at the time it was mentally draining because you're telling everyone, you know, I'm fine, but actually you don't even know if you're ever going to box again. So it was really hard to deal with.
Stop smoking weed.
I feel like I coped well, and yeah, thanks be to God that I'm back.
I remember we spoke when they done a Taylor Serrano kind of launch press conference in London, and you were talking about how nice it felt just to be able to run again. A kind of launch.
See her licking her lips like that. She's a slag, man.
Press conference in London, and you were talking about.
She's got to be told about it in the comments. But look at that.
I can't imagine someone who's tactically trying to work on boxing related things in the gym and is so active, training multiple times a day, how annoying it is just being able to do a very basic thing like jog, like something your standard person can do, and not work on the stuff that you want to work on.
She keeps doing that.
Like I said, got to the point I couldn't walk. Couldn't sleep at night because the pain was waking me up. It was just got out of hand. But you know what the weird thing was? The one thing where
Poor me.
My leg didn't hurt was when I was boxing, so I had a bent leg all the time. So when my leg didn't hurt,
A bent leg.
but where there was a lesion growing in the capsule, it was getting bigger and bigger by the day. It was getting harder to straighten the leg, and then in the end, I had
Hold on a minute. Let me show you something. Let me show you a little something here. Yeah. We'll get back to that in a minute. Hold on a minute. Let me just have a look at that super chat. Yeah, it's just casual today, innit? It's like my little comeback. Yes, Crash Bandicoot. Thanks for the super chat, yeah? It's good of him, innit? Yeah, have you not seen this? Someone's made a doll of me. You know, the cult. You know, they're fucking it's strong in it. You know, this little cult. So... what do you think? What do you think of that doll? A man's made a doll of me. It's a bit gay, isn't it? It's a bit fruity, that is. You know the man who made that, what do you think he's doing with that doll? He's got a plastic glove on. Can you see that? What do you think he's doing with the doll? Do you think he's like pulling my trousers down and that? But yeah, they're on sale. Well, they're in production. They'll be on sale soon, so whatever. Just
unless I was sitting down or boxing stance with like a bent leg, so I was really low, I was in agony.
Bent legs.
It's hard to explain, but it was even the surgeons that we've never seen one like this before. It was very bizarre.
You have to alter your training and boxing. Obviously, I know you said you walked out of there and it kind of all feels brand new, perhaps. But have you had to alter even a little bit of your style, any of your training for this camp?
We've changed my style, to be honest, to something that I'm a lot more comfortable with, something that I actually enjoy. I now have a greater understanding of my body, my style.
You fucking shit,
the way I wanna
man.
fight. So we've changed that, but the only thing I can't do box jumps still. My surgeon was like, just for this camp, please don't do box jumps. So we've changed other things. It's weird. My right leg that had the operations on is now stronger than my left leg. Well, I've worked so much on that leg. So, but yeah, I feel like genuinely in general, I feel stronger and better than ever. And obviously, this fight this weekend isn't championship weight because it doesn't need to be, because it's my first fight back after such a long time out. So as it stands now, I'm on weight. I don't need to worry about any of that. So it's nice to just enjoy fight week and feel strong. I'm in good conditions. So it's nice.
If it's something you're willing to talk to us about, can you just kind of tell us how it was facing criticism post Liverpool? Because every fighter faces criticism. You could spell a tweet wrong and people would tell you that you ain't got a brain cell. So
What happened at Liverpool? What happened there?
there's criticism coming from all angles at all time when you're in the public eye. Obviously, you are in the public eye, especially in boxing, to a very big degree. Just kind of facing that criticism after Liverpool as well. How was that for you?
So I switched off my social media because I knew I was going to get heavily criticised for obviously losing the belt on the scales.
Part of it though, innit? It's part of it. You have to take the rough with the smooth, man. You can't just have it your own fucking way, you know what I mean? Getting a load of praise. And then when you lose, you try and fucking tell bent legs to turn off the comments. It's Coogan's acting unmanly, isn't he? He's acting silly.
The way that I performed.
You got to take the rough with the
I
smooth,
could've come
man.
out
Shannon
that
Contney.
night and put out a statement saying I just boxed 10 rounds for a world title, have a ruptured ACL and a torn meniscus, but I never said it. I just didn't say anything. And I thought, I'm not going to come out and tell everyone that I've got a severe injury.
I've got
Which
an
you know
injury,
I
I'm on my
boxed
period.
ACL. It's unheard of, but I did it in the understanding that I had a rematch clause. So I knew I would get slated if I come out with an excuse, so I just went silent. Just took time away for myself for mental health reasons as well. I took time away because I was struggling.
That's the new trend, isn't it? Look at that.
Before the fight, mentally very badly, and then ended up obviously not long after the fight doing Celebrity SAS, but my phone got taken off me anyway, which is a blessing in disguise. So I kind of just zoned out from it anyway, and then going on there allowed me to rebuild myself mentally, get rid of a lot of demons, and I come out and I'm stronger than ever. So I was like mentally, I was ready to face.
Do you know what it is? Like, she's a bad loser, innit? She tried to be like Ronda Rousey. You know, she was a bit arrogant. She wasn't like touching gloves, you know, even after the fight, you know, when people normally shake hands. She's a bad loser, innit? So people turned on her. You know, she's putting it down to mental health. You know, people try and jump on that hype, you know, to justify being a cunt. Shannon Contney. She's fucking horrible, man.
Whatever critics did come my way.
Yeah, see, I'm a fan of Celebrity SAS, and I like the civilian one as well. And I do always think watching it, you know, like you kind of get the skeptics of, is it as hard as it looks? Do they give the celebrities a nice easy run? Have you got a packet of crisps at lunch and then you got a roast dinner at night or whatever? It's not like that, is it?
Actually, if you think they finish filming, they go, right, everyone out the tent, McDonald's is on its way. It's not like that, I promise.
Quick run to the shower.
It was, you know, I'm not just saying it. It's harder than what they show on TV because you've got to think they condense them up into 60 minutes, like 8 episodes. That's it. It was brutal. It's roasting hot in the day because we're in the desert, but the desert is freezing cold at night.
Poor me.
Sleeping in
She's always fucking moaning, man.
with minimal sleep anyway. The whole thing was so hard, but I went through massive transformation during that show mentally.
My dick shriveled up, you know. It's fucking horrible.
Got rid of. I don't know. Did you watch the series? Yeah. So you know, like when they pulled me in for the mirror room, they interview. So they didn't show.
Right, that's enough of that. I'm sick of these excuses, man. Right. I've had enough of that. I can't be doing with that. Let me look at some of these fucking. Yeah, like I say, just casual, man. Just casual, innit? Shannon is a true mental health advocate. You know what I mean, though? Like, you can't be acting like that. You know, being a fucking bad loser, not touching gloves with your opponent after the fight, storming out the ring like a little fucking spoilt little cunt. Nee. Like I say, she was gifted a world title, innit? So she should be grateful, man. R.I.P. Hagler. Yeah, that referee died, didn't it? Mick Lane. Are you bothered? That hype died out a bit, didn't it? Quickly. It died out quickly. I've seen a few little posts, you know, people paying tribute to that referee. You know, Mick Lane, who died, but people have got over it already, haven't they? Yeah, boxing, it's not really that interesting, so it's nothing really to talk about. I was watching a video of Harold Shipman, you know, on YouTube, and I didn't know, but he's from the same area as me, you know, in Notts. He's from like round the corner, innit? So that's quite interesting, you know, watching that documentary. You know, Harold Shipman, he'd give like old women heroin, you know, to kill them, and he'd like forge their will you know, so that they give him all their money. He killed this old woman, yeah, with heroin. And then he like got a little typewriter and he like made up a little fake will, you know, giving himself £300,000, you know, from the old woman. And he cut the rest of the family out of the will. So the family became a bit suspicious. So they reported him, you know, to the police. But that's a stupid move from him, innit? It's too obvious. He cut everyone out of the will, yeah, that he forged. You know, all the close family. And he gave all the money to himself. So obviously that's going to fucking raise alarm bells, innit? So he was a bit dumb, but I like him. He's from the same area as me, you know, in Nottingham. Start playing games, man. Shall I start doing that? I had a little taste of it, didn't I? You know, playing Sonic. But you know, if I really start playing games like every day, you know, on fucking Twitch and YouTube streams, it will add like a nice element. I messaged, you know, KSI's manager yesterday. I sent him a nice message, you know, asking him to get on his show. I said I've got a nice little cult following, you know, who are making dolls of me. And I tried to drop True Geordie's name in the message, saying, oh, he gave me £100. He gave me a little review, you know, on his channel. I tried to drop in a few big names, you know, like Dead G. I told him that I interviewed Dead G and Hasim Rackman Jr., you know, trying to make out like I'm a part of it. So I'm just waiting for a response, innit? But, you know, fuck it, we'll see. I need you lot to, like, hammer this guy's inbox. You know, telling him to put me on the show. He's called Mams Taylor. He's like the matchmaker, you know, of Misfits Boxing, you know, YouTube boxing. Did you start gym this Monday or flop it? I started gym a few weeks ago. I've got a video coming up. It's like a workout video. It's like a little documentary, you know, that my advisor Al Ayman recorded and edited. So I'm going to upload that in a couple of days. It's quite good. You know, Tyson Fury said he's going to slap Usyk, didn't he? And then he fucking pussed it out. You know, and Usyk was like stood in front of him, staring at him. You know, Tyson, he had every opportunity, you know, to slap him. But he didn't, did he? He pussed it out. You know, like his dad when he was like pretending to climb out the ring to get to Jake Paul. You know, because he knew he was being held back. This is more my kind of thing, man. Murder. I love murder, you know.
Everybody, hello to all me fans. Please like. Again, as usual, I have to say that. But so we don't forget, because, like, you know, there's a lot of haters out there trying to take the channel down. You know? Anyway, this is a boxing channel. Everybody knows it's a boxing channel. So we talk here about boxing. Yeah? I've been on my YouTube, all the time pops up Jeffrey Dahmer, Ted Bundy, both of them are serial killers, right? And I was just watching it, you know, so you can't avoid these two seemingly.
He was gay, you know. He fucking got this little black man to do a dance, you know, naked. It was fucking hard to watch, man.
You know, on YouTube or on mainstream media, on Netflix, any kind of thing like that. Now, some people say that these killers are often part of the a program. They mean program to kill, to test stuff out. This is a boxing channel, so we're not going to get into that right now. What we're going to talk about Yeah, is who would win in a fight. Who would win in a boxing match or a street fight? Ted Bundy or Jeffrey Dahmer? So here's the Chub B, what he's got to say about this, right? So Ted Bundy, you know, killed an awful lot of people. Some people say up to 100. He admitted to less, but some people say up to 100. He was a pervert. He used to go in college women's dorms, attack them, you know, batter them, this kind of stuff. Do heinous stuff to their bodies. Jeffrey Dahmer is from Milwaukee in Wisconsin. Now he is also, he didn't kill as many bodies as I think 17 was his body count. So you could say, well, Jeffrey's less experienced than Ted Bundy. Okay, so that gives Ted a big advantage in a fight. But you got to weigh up other factors here. Okay, so Ted Bundy, he was of quite slight build. So Ted Bundy is 5'10", 5'10", Ted Bundy, and he got down to 140 pounds, which is welterweight. Most people would say his natural weight was 160 pounds, but he dropped to 140, so he could escape through, wind shafts, like what do you call it, like ventilation shafts, and escape.
Yeah, so this Harold Shipman guy like killed himself in prison, innit? He got some bed sheets and he like tied them, to the poles in the window, and he wrapped the bed sheets around his neck and he like hung himself.
Prison, so he dropped to 140, so he could make welterweight. So Ted Bundy could make welterweight, and in these days in boxing where they're very good at weight management, they make sure they drop a lot of weight before they weigh in, and they come in weighing way higher. So Ted Bundy could make welterweight, but he'd probably walk in at about 150, maybe 155 pounds. Okay. And then you got Jeffrey Dahmer in the other corner. Now Jeffrey was a bit taller. Now Jeff Dahmer was 6 foot, so he's got a couple of inches on Bundy. I don't know no one measured their reach, so we're not sure what the reach advantage was. Bundy seemed to have longer arms, so to me the reach was fairly similar. But Jeff was 6 foot, and his weight was about 180 pounds, and he was lean. He was lean. So he's essentially a cruiserweight. He could probably it would have obviously made like heavyweight. Maybe he could have got down to super middleweight even, for the weigh-in. But that puts him a fair few weight divisions above Ted Bundy. Okay, so that's the number one advantage Jeffrey's got. I would say he weighs a good 25 pounds heavier than Ted Bundy in their primes. Okay. So that's number one. Number two, you got to look at, the physique-wise. Ted Bundy's physique was a bit weak looking. He didn't look that strong. Whereas Jeffrey, was quite solid for the weight. He was a solid guy. Had a Jake Paul style physique. Solid. Could lose a bit of mass for the weigh-in, but basically pretty good at the weight. Yeah. And thinking about Ted Bundy's murders were all against women. Who weighed like 110 pounds, or who were like Sonny Edwards' kind of weight.
It's easy to murder women.
A similar weight to Sonny Edwards, and it's very easy to overpower a woman and batter her, which is what Ted did. Well, apparently about 100 times, right?
I've knocked out a few women, and what he's saying is right. They're easy to batter. So that's what he's saying, isn't it? This boxing basement.
But Jeffrey had more guts. He had more stamina. He had more strength. He had more power. He only murderized men, including a lot of African American men.
Yeah, but he drugged them up though, innit? So it don't really count because he put some drugs in their drinks, so they were out cold. So it don't really count, does it? I think he hit a guy with a bat. A man who was jogging. He jumped out of a bush, and I can't remember if he hit him or what. I think he.
And generally, people think African American men are quite athletic and strong in boxing, but Jeffrey managed to overpower them and batter them.
Dropped them, man.
So at this point, you got to think Jeffrey has got the weight advantage, the size advantage, the strength, and he obviously had to have a lot more fight in him, you know, a lot more heart in him, because he was battering grown men, African American men, where it was Ted Bundy could only beat up, like, you know, flyweights, girls the size of Son Edwards. So at this point, it looks very one-sided. It looks very, very one-sided. Jeffrey Dahmer by KO, probably early. You know, Jeff might. The thing is with Jeff, right? You know, he is an intelligent fighter. He would take time to scope out the other guy. You know, in all his murders, he would take time. He wouldn't lose his mind and batter them. He would plan meticulously his murders. You know, he would plan, and so did Ted Bundy, by the way. But Jeffrey, you know, would not just jump on them. He'd make.
You know this guy here, this Ted Bundy. I don't know if he ate his, you know, victims, but you know Jeffrey Dahmer, he like killed them and then he like ate their heart and their brains, and he drilled a hole into this guy's head, this little fruity black man's head, and he poured acid, you know, into the guy's brain, you know, to try and keep him alive, try and like zombify him. So I know what he's saying about tactics and strategies and stuff like that. He was a good thinker, you know, that Jeffrey Dahmer. I can't remember what this guy did.
Make friends with them. Yeah, he'd outbox them. He'd take them home, and then batter them to death. Whereas Jeff would plan. Ted would plan, but he generally would plan the location, and then he'd just attack females, flyweights, like Son Edwards. So I would think that Jeffrey would take a couple of rounds to work out Ted. You know, he would jab him, keep him off with his strength, probably clinch a bit. You know, let Jeffrey know, Ted Bundy know that Jeffrey had a strength advantage, move him around a bit, like Tyson Fury does when Tyson Fury fights. You know, he tends to work them out a bit in the early rounds and use his strength to lean on them, to wear them out.
Did you pay £27?
And I believe that's what Jeffrey would do. Jeffrey Dahmer would work out Ted, you know, and Ted would be a bit more, because Ted would lose his mind a bit when he went to the killing spree. So he would probably from round one go a bit nuts and desperately flail away and try and knock out Jeffrey. But Jeffrey is too intelligent for that. He stick the jab out, clinch, move Ted Bundy around the ring. Yeah, and. You know, I think eventually, though, he would start, you know, like all good fighters, he would start to up the pace, start to use his power, start to land on Bundy. Because Bundy would have probably be exhausted after a couple of rounds because he'd be flailing away. Because Bundy was a frenetic attacker. And this would not work with Jeffrey Dahmer. And Jeffrey would, you know, just stick the jab out, boom, boom, for a couple of rounds, wear him out. By round 3, 4, 5, Ted was exhausted, get sloppy. And then Jeffrey would realize it's time to move in for the kill. He would start landing big shots. Jeffrey's a powerful guy, you know.
This guy, this boxing basement, he's not mentioning the fact that Jeffrey Dahmer was a drunk. You know, like Lee Froch. You know, when I watched that documentary, he's always drinking beers and that, so I think he would have tired as well.
17 men, all by knockout, okay? And you know, the power would get to Bundy. And Bundy's manipulative. She starts to complain to the ref and the judges and you know, look out the ring and go, oh, Jeffrey's doing illegal stuff. Oh, he but none of that would matter. All that complaining wouldn't matter because Jeff would just know this guy is ready for the take.
Chilling.
And Dahmer would start to land his big shots. And I believe he would stop Ted Bundy in the 5th round. And it would be a knockout, right? He would put him over a couple of times. I mean, Bundy still had a bit of heart, man. He had some pride. He'd get up, but he'd know he was done. But eventually, Dahmer's punches would be too strong. Bundy would go over, probably flat on his back, and the referee would lift Jeffrey Dahmer's arm, and he'd be the victor. Jeffrey Dahmer, KO5, Ted Bundy.
Yeah, that was a good video, wasn't it? Yeah, did you hear my stomach rumbling then? I don't like it at all. Alright then. Yeah, that was a good video. Boxing Basement, he's stepping up. He might overtake me one day, but that's alright, man. You know what I mean? Tyne, I thought you stopped drinking rosé because of the acid. Yep. I've had a break from it. I ain't drank it for a couple of weeks. But it's kind of part of it, innit? Echo 4s. It's like a little mascot, innit? It's kind of been with me, you know, from the start of these videos. So I'm just going to keep it going, man. He's that Froch's missus on the left, yep. That's his missus. She was like a model, you know what I mean? You can see that she like sexualized herself. So, you know, getting into a marriage with a woman who's got like a promiscuous past, it's a bit of a risk, innit? It's a bit of a risk, man. You know, marrying a woman like that who's a bit promiscuous, it's not really worth the risk. You know, when you're a multi-millionaire like Carl Froch, because if she's like that, it suggests that she's like an attention seeker, you know what I mean? So it's like she craves attention, you know, from men. So if you marry a woman like that and you're a millionaire, you know, you could lose half the money, you could lose your kids, you could fucking lose the house, you know, you have to pay child support, alimony, all that shit. So I won't fuck around with a woman who's a bit promiscuous. You know what I mean? If I got a lot to lose, it's not worth it. Andrew Tate talks about it, don't he? Boxing Basement is the Poundland version of Tyne Booth, yep. He's doing alright. Like I say, he might overtake me because he's consistent. You know, puts out videos all the time, innit? So, you know, Nassim Ahmed, he learned from Harold Graham. You know, he stole a lot of Harold's moves. And then he overtook Harold and he became a multi-millionaire world champ. And Harold Graham, he ended up working in Asda. You know, and he slit his wrists. You know, because he seen Naz overtake him. Even though he used to school Naz, you know, in sparring when Naz was a kid. You on TikTok? You know what? I was thinking about that today. You know, setting up a little TikTok and that, putting little clips of these videos out there. I put like a 1 minute clip up the other day of Eubank Jr. acting like he was a gangster. You know, acting like he was in some gangland beef, you know, in Brighton, that little fruity town in England. Eubank Jr. was acting like he was some big time gangland enforcer, you know, in Brighton. So I put a little clip of it, like a 1 minute clip, you know, from the long video that I did. I like chopped it up in it because I couldn't get paid for that long video because YouTube said it was a bit too sexual. I was talking about James DeGale, you know, being ugly and trying to fuck his sister. So YouTube, they were having none of it, man. So I just clipped a little bit of it out of it, yeah. You know, to get some ad revenue. But yeah, man, TikTok. Yes, Jack, have you reached out to Tate to form an alliance? I did a video on him and I got a strike in it. So I don't think YouTube like him at all. You know, they fucking got rid of him, so I don't want to get cancelled. So I have to like sell out of it, you know, be a bit fake. Try and be a bit corporate. What do they call him? Company man Nelson. You know, Johnny Nelson, but you know, he's getting some nice paydays. And when the camera's off, when the Sky Sports cameras are off, Johnny Nelson can go back to the hotel. You know, if there was ring card girls and just snort coke and get drunk and bang these women. So, selling out. It's not always a bad thing, man. You know, Biggie Smalls, he was like asked about rappers who like sell out, you know, and who turn pop. You know, when they first come on the scene, they're like hardcore, you know, gangsters. But then when they fucking get on the music scene, they kind of turn pop and they kind of sell out. And Biggie Smalls said, well, it's alright keeping it real, you know, and being gangster. But, you know, if your songs can't get played on the radio and you're not getting paid and you can't feed yourself or your kids, you know, what's so good about that? What's so good about keeping it real? So I would sell out. I've told you like this before. You know, if the Zone came to me and said, oh, we'll give you a nice little job. You know, but you can't talk about fucking rape and murder. I'll do it. I'll stop doing it, I mean. Hello, Tony. Done anything noteworthy today or just another low life day? Yeah, it's been a low life day, man. That's what I mean. I need to get on this YouTube boxing scene. You know, get involved. Just step it up because this is fucking stupid, man. Who's the creepiest boxing trainer you've came across? Probably Dave Caldwell. Bob Shannon, you remember him? He got accused of like kissing this 16-year-old girl's neck, you know, in the gym, you know, when everyone left. He like kept her behind, you know, for a little one-on-one session. And he started kissing her neck. So he got reported to the police, but I think he got away with it. But I went to his gym to spar. But yeah, just a little catch up with you, like, innit? It's been a couple of weeks, so. The laptop's not as loud, is it, anymore? It's a decent sound. You can hear a bit of noise, can't you? But it's not as loud as it used to be because I bought a new fan from Amazon. You're 16 too old for you, Ty. Is it too old? What do you mean? Nah. Come on, man. This guy's trying to set me up, innit? He's trying to get me to say something dodgy. He's probably screen recording this as well, you know, hoping I say something dodgy so he can try and spread it around the internet. I'm not falling for your little tricks, man. How young is too young? Well, we start to get pubes at like 13, don't we? So that's almost nature's way of saying, you know, you're ready to fuck. But obviously the law says otherwise. The law says you've got to be 16. Where in Nottingham are you from? I'm from where fucking Harold Chipman's from, man. I might have seen him, you know what I mean? I might have gone to his surgery, you know, when I was a kid. But I think he only murdered like old women, you know, forged their will so he got all their money and cut the rest of the family out of the will. Why is Sonny Edwards obsessed with you? Me and him are going to do a little sit down, you know. I did an interview on a channel called Boxing King Media, and he's mates with Sonny Edwards, and he's like setting us two up, you know, to have a little sit down. And so something different, innit? I try and keep it civil, but if Sonny Edwards starts acting up, I'll have to slap him up. Even though he was a world champ, or is a world champ, and I wasn't even an area champ. You know, I'll slap him up, you know, if he starts getting a bit cocky, you know, when we do our little sit down. So he'll have to behave. Explain the truth on Hor Phelps' Sheffield days. I don't know what happened. I don't know if she was banging Billy Joe sausages, Kid Gallard. She was always round the Gallopad, but I don't know if she banged any of them guys. I don't know if she fucked Barry. Barry's got a little dick. I've seen him in the showers. You know, my dick's shrivelling up, you know. And I'm meeting a woman on Saturday night, you know. We're staying in a hotel, so I need to try and stretch my dick out a bit, you know, before I meet her. Because I've kind of like shriveled up to about 4 inches for some reason. I think when I train, when I work out and I'm in good shape, my dick's a bit bigger for some reason. But I kind of shriveled up a bit, man. It's a bit disappointing. Yeah, it might be the cocaine, it might be the alcohol. But when I used to train every day, my dick was bigger. So I'm not sure what's going on. You know those people who take steroids, like their dick shrivels up, don't they? I'm not really on steroids, but I don't really know what kind of drugs are in, like cocaine and weed, alcohol. But yeah, Hor Phelps, she's hit the wall. She's fucking nearly 40 now, so she's having to like freeze her eggs. You know, because she's kind of hit that age where she's not really fertile anymore, so she'll probably die alone, you know what I mean? Because she's had a bit of a whore past as well. She sexualized herself, you know, like Froch's wife. She managed to bag Froch, but I think Froch was like really happy, you know, that a woman was showing him attention, a woman who's decent looking. Because I remember Carl Froch back in the day, you know, his girlfriend, she was ugly. So when this little model came on the scene, Carl Froch was probably buzzing. So he married her, didn't he, and had kids with her. But you know, most high value men like Andrew Tate, they're not gonna marry a woman who's got like a little promiscuous past. It's not worth the risk. You got too much to lose, innit? But Carl Froch took the risk. But someone told me that he has threesomes, you know, with his brother Lee, the alcoholic Froch. Someone who knows him, you know, who's in that little group. She spent her prime baby making years running around with a microphone, doing that silly laugh. That's what it is, isn't it? You know, women today, you know, because of feminism and all that bullshit, they're told to like focus on career, be an independent woman. You don't need a man. So these stupid women like Hor Phelps, they focus on their career. They run around with their little silly mic. And then when they get to 40, they realise like it wasn't worth it. She's got a little channel, but it's not giving her happiness, is it? It's not satisfying her, is it? Froch was too big, too strong for a prenup. That's what it is, innit? It's a bit awkward though, you know, when you're about to marry a woman and you say, yeah, I'll sign this prenup so you don't get any of my money if we split up. It kind of ruins the romantic moment, don't it? But you've got to do it, you know, just in case. You know, Junior Witter, he was a WBC champ. And he was like cheating on his girlfriend, yeah? You know, for years and years before he became a world champ. Then he won the WBC title. And then his girlfriend asked him if he would marry her. And Junior's trainer and manager said, don't marry her, yeah? She knows you've been cheating on her. She just wants to marry you. Now you're a world champ and you're getting bigger payday so she can take half your money. And Junior was like, nah, it's alright. You know, she loves me. She wants to spend the rest of her life with me. So then he married her, yeah, when he was world champ. And then she divorced him about 6 months later. You know, took a big chunk of his cash. Yeah, whatever. If you're not enjoying yourself, just fuck off, innit? It's just chilled out, man. It's just a chilled out vibe today. It's like my comeback. You know, my YouTube live comeback. You know, with my new laptop fan. The audio's improved a bit, hasn't it? Did you ever box at Commodore time? Commodore? Where's Commodore? Commodore, I don't know where that is. Did you change the laptop fan yourself time? Yeah. Got a little screwdriver and got stuck in there. Are you too old for a wife and children? Nah. Men can bust nuts until they're like 60. But women, they kind of hit the wall, you know, when they get to Michelle Hall Phelps' age. And they start to panic. And they start freezing their eggs and they start taking antidepressants. You know, when they've realised that they've hit the wall. And they're going to find it hard, you know, to lock down a high value man like Andrew Tate. They start to panic. Because they realise that they're going to have to settle for a man who's a lowlife. What advice would you give somebody to get out of the lifestyle of a lowlife? Well, I'd say like play Sonic the Hedgehog. You know, on Twitch and just get a few little super chats, stack up the money, you know, and become a fucking high value man, you know, like me and Andrew Tate. Get the bag. I'm selling some dolls. I've just shown you the doll, didn't I? No one is watching Sonic the Hedgehog in 2022, you knob. I was playing it on here and you lot was enjoying it, innit? Did you enjoy me playing Sonic? There's a good little vibe on it. I can only hear out of this ear. I can't hear out of this ear. Because, you know when you get these fucking cotton wool buds, yeah? You know these? Can you see that? You know when you get these and you fucking ram them into your ears? It's like pushing all the shit into your ears, innit? So I used to get my ears like syringed. I used to get them like professionally cleaned, you know, at the doctors. They used to pump water with like a soapy substance into my ears. And it used to like rinse out all the shit. So I need to get that done, innit? Because I can't hear out this ear. There's a bit of water blocked up in my ear, you know, because I had a shower before this live. There's a lot of fucking water in my ear, man. So what I normally do is I normally tilt my head like that, and the water normally drips out my ear. No, that's a stupid question, man. Have you got work in the morning? No, come on, man. Play Grand Theft Auto, you'd enjoy it, I know. You can fucking drive up to a hooker, get her in the car, yeah, get a blowjob off her, give her $100, and when she gets out of the car, you can go up behind her and fucking hit her in the back of the head, you know, with an axe. You know, take the money off her, drive off. So I think I'd enjoy that game, you know. But yeah, I gotta step it up. Let me just have a look at this guy a minute. There's a guy, yeah. He's called Fred Talks Fighting. And I used to have more subscribers than him, innit? But he's fucking doubled my subscribers. Because he's got in that crowd, you know, of like Jake Paul and that. This is what I'm talking about. He's got in with this crowd, you know, this fucking cunt here, John Fury, pretending to get out of the ring. You know, pretending to like get out of the ring to fight Jake Paul because he knew he was being held back. But that Fred Talks Fighting, he's got amongst this crowd here. And he's doubled my subscribers. Look at that, 132,000 views 3 weeks ago. Let's listen to this. Hold on a minute.
How's it going, Jake? How'd you find your flight?
What?
How'd you find your flight to Dubai? Did you enjoy it?
What?
Do have a nice day.
The music is from the beginning, like the first second? Yeah, but I don't know.
Jake mugged him off. Did you hear that? He's asking Jake questions, yeah? And Jake's like playing dumb, like he don't want to answer his questions. But he got 132,000 views, you know, from this. You know, from getting mugged off from Jake Paul. Look.
How's it going, Jake? How'd you find your flight?
What?
How'd you find your flight to Dubai? Did you enjoy it?
What?
Do have a nice day.
The music is from the beginning, like the first second?
Yeah, but I don't know about the party in the USA.
But we're starting from zero.
So you know, if I was there with my camera and I slapped Jake Paul, it'd go down well, wouldn't it?
And let's make sure we have our team with us only, because a lot of people have on here. No. Here. Not here. All right. This guy, can we dress like this? This is what's Excuse me, sir, please, can we dress back, please? Can we go back? Nobody else.
Dead G.
Hey, yo, what's up? It's your boy KSI, and I'm here with Fred, the GOAT. The GOAT. That's why he's a GOAT.
Hell yeah.
Let's go, bro.
What you saying? What you saying? You lot trying to have a go at me? Look at that. I see people like him hanging around town, you know, on Saturday night trying to desperately get women. But KSI's figured it out, hasn't it? You know, even though he looks like that. Look at his forehead. You lot talk about my fucking forehead. Are you mad? Look at that. Don't be stupid, man.
Here you go, you know your stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez. My face is this just in. It's so funny. Yeah.
Alright. I'll leave all that stuff in, won't cut it.
Yeah, no, go for it.
This is Fred Beck from Fred Talks Fighting, proudly sponsored by Empire Fight Store. I'm very delighted today to be joined by the one, the only, KSI. It's nice to see you.
Fred, how's it going, man? I've seen your YouTube channel. I see you've been blowing up
Look at that.
for time, and I see you've been working, grafting, and yeah, I'm proud of you, bro. For real.
Really? Serious?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm very
thank
proud
you.
of you. No worries, man. Legit, like, I've seen, like...
That's why I'm not hating on him, because he's got in there. He's managed to like worm his way in. You know, that Fred Talks Fighting. If I fail to do that, you know, I interviewed Dead G, so I've kind of took a little step in that world, Anna. But this guy's fully in there, and he's getting a lot of praise from KSI
From the beginning, and even from you, what do you call it? You were, where were you? You were at Faye Sensei. In
It was
like,
at Deji's fight.
No. This was literally yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think you were Faye Sensei in his
yeah.
like
in the pool, yeah.
Pool, yeah.
And you watched that?
Yeah.
Wow, you actually watched it. Give me a hug,
watched
dude.
the
That's
video.
amazing.
Come on,
Blimey.
bro. Yeah, man.
I thought you'd be too busy.
No, I find time. Yeah, no, I've seen your videos, man. You've been.
Well, that means the
doing
world to
bits.
me.
Yeah. Keep going.
I mean, that proves dreams come true.
Bro,
Awesome.
that's it, legit. And now look, we're doing this. This is crazy.
It's a mad life.
Well, if you work hard, anything's possible. That's legit my whole philosophy.
Yeah, that. You know, you just said that in the comments. Like, how do you go from being a low life, you know, to a somebody? So you just said, like, work hard, innit? So, play Sonic, stream, whatever. It's easy work, innit? I'm going to chuck a few ads in this video, you know, and get a nice payday. So, it's just easy, man. Just sat here drinking gin.
Philosophy, and it happened. So, yeah.
I guess maybe it might be starting to happen to me. So slow and steady. So I think we'll start with this. So the fight with Joe Weller and the two fights with Logan Paul, you're the underdog. You're going to these two fights, the favourite.
Yeah.
Does that affect you mentally at all?
No, not at all. If anything, it's like, finally.
You finally got it.
I finally get to be the favorite for once. Like, I think I've earned the ability to be the favorite, which is nice because, yeah, with Joe Weller, I was the underdog. With Logan, both times I was the underdog, and it's just like, flipping it, guys. Like, give me something. So now it's nice to be the favorite. It's nice to know that I'm the guy that everyone's fearing, and yeah, now this is me showing everyone that I'm going to be the favorite when it comes to me fighting Jake Paul.
I guess it's a better question to ask you after.
He's basically saying he's not going to fight Jake Paul yet because that would be like the pinnacle, you know, of YouTube boxing. And after that, like, where do you go from that? But he wants to keep the shows going. There's a show in January that I'm going to try and get on. There's one in February. So
The fight, but going into the fight, do you prefer to be the favourite or the underdog?
I couldn't care less. It doesn't matter. Like, underdog favorite, it doesn't matter. I'm going to win either way. You know, I can't lose. I'm the nightmare. I don't lose. I work hard, and no one is going to stop me with anything that I do. My mind is too strong. My mental is too vigorous. I'm too tenacious with it, and it's hard to beat me. I'm a hard guy to beat. I wouldn't want to face me because I'm long, and not as in the lengthwise, as in like drowning wise. My output is just too high. My output's too high. I'm too relentless. I just don't let you breathe. And then you think after the round's over that you can take a break and you can go back again. No. I'm just on you again. There's no breaks with me. I'm just on you 24/7 until I knock you out.
That's really interesting. You mentioned the word relentless there, because I was speaking to Alexis yesterday, and he was saying how relentless you are and how you just don't give up.
Yeah.
Do you think the fact?
I did see that.
Oh, you actually saw it as well. Serious?
Yeah. I had to see what Alexis was saying about me. Yeah.
That's quite good interview, actually. People were quite complimentary of Alexis, because he's quite interesting. He's not used to being in front of the camera or being interviewed. So I said to him at the end, well done, you did quite well. But he mentioned there how you don't have that, you have that drive and you won't give up, you'll never give in. Do you believe you're born with that, or do you believe you kind of learn that?
I've learned it 100%. It's something I've learned. With me, when it comes to the boxing, you know, there is no ego. So whenever I was training with Alexis and Marius, there was no ego. I came into that gym, shoot fires, like, you know, I want to learn, I want to improve, I want to get better. And if they tell me to do something, I do it to the best of my abilities. And I just do that all the time. And I just trusted them, and I believed in everything that they told me.
This guy, he trains like shoot fighters, you know, with Cesaro. So, you know, Cesaro, you know, if he gets like brain damage, it's his own fault, innit? You know, he's a fucking grown man. He keeps going in there and getting beat up. So, you know, if he ends up fucked up and cabbaged and retarded like Gerald McLennan or Michael Watson, it's his own fault, innit? He's a fucking grown man. So when people keep saying, oh, he should pack it in, just leave him, let him carry on. He's fucking still, he's like Danny Williams, he's still fighting. You know, 20 years after beating Mike Tyson. You know, he's getting smacked up, Danny Williams. So it's the same with this Cesaro, innit? He's made enough money, but if he wants to carry on and get fucking cabbaged, it's up to him. I don't give a fuck.
And now, you know, I can see it myself. You know, people I've sparred, you know, I've been sparring. I've sparred like Gibb. I've sparred, you know, pro boxers. I've sparred MMA fighters, etc. I've sparred them all. And
hold on a minute. It's getting hot in here, you know. I need to turn the heating off. Yeah, you know Dave Caldwell. Yeah, one minute. Play the video, man.
I've improved tremendously, and I can see it. And I think before I never was able to really see or understand, whereas now it all makes sense. It all works. And yeah, you know, I am relentless with it. I am hard working with it, and yeah, I love it as well. At the end of the day, I love it. There's no ego when it comes to boxing, and then I just come through. When it comes to the main event, I show everyone that it's a celebration. It's, for me, I'm so excited to get in that ring and show everyone how much I've improved. It's not, oh, I hope I win, or oh, like I need to get a knockout, or this, that. It's more to showcase everyone that I've worked hard. I've done all the hard work. I've done all the sprints. I've done all the circuits. I've done all the boxing technique. I've done all the bag work. I've done all the runs. I've done everything, like to the highest degree. Even while I've been doing Sidemen stuff, I wake up early, 6 a.m., 5 a.m., just to make sure I get a session in, just so that, you know, I'm not during the day feeling like, oh, I wish I got a workout. No, I work out, I find time, and then I do the filming and whatever, and then I find time at in the evening just to work some more. So
he does work hard. Like, he's got a lot of things going on, man. Sidemen, his own YouTube. Prime. Hold on a minute. So this guy is asking how you go from becoming a lowlife to being a somebody. You just have to work hard, innit? Sell merch. You see this merch? Can you see that big hole in that top there? You see that? There's like a big gaping hole, you know, in the merch, the Thai FL merch. And that's only after a few washes, yeah? There's another hole somewhere. Where's the other hole? There's a few holes. Can you see that hole? So the merch is a bit tacky. It's a bit disappointing how the quality is really trash. You know what I mean? So really, you know me increasing the prices by about £10. You know, it's a bit snidey, innit? Knowing full well that the merch falls to pieces, you know, after a few washes. So, yeah, man. Why are you exposing that your merch is bad quality? Don't you want people to buy it? I do, yeah. I want you to buy it, you know what I mean? I put the prices up. I just like real talk. I like realism. I don't like robbing my viewers, you know, the cult. You know what I mean? It's like a cult, innit? Charles Manson. But that video that boxing basement did, you know, on those murderers who would win in a boxing match between Jeffrey Dahmer and Ted Bundy. It's a good idea, innit? It's showing a bit of initiative, that boxing basement. So, there's a way out of the mud. There's a way out, you know, of being a lowlife. And I kind of figured it out, you know, selling merch that falls to pieces. You know, the mugs, the handle falls off. I'm just warning you, innit? Selling these as well. How much do you think I should price them? What do you think that's worth? I'm going to tell the guy to put a little button on it as well. So when you press the button, it says, be safe. Yeah, or something else. You know, like Black Skellington or something like that. You know, just add a bit of you know, the black lesbian. She's got a doll as well. She's had a kid, you know, recently. With a nice little white lesbian. And they wanted a kid in it, so they had to make a decision, like who's gonna have the kid. And they chose the nice, attractive white lesbian, you know, to have the kid, you know, so the kid's got those nice white genetics, you know, instead of the fucking ugly black genetics. That's not racist, is it? But they chose to go with a white woman because they didn't want the kid to look like the black lesbian. But yeah, she's got a doll out as well. So, you know, I've got a doll out as well. So, you know, if you can buy one, just buy one, innit? It'll be a nice little Christmas present for whoever. One hour, 10 minutes. They made the right decision though, didn't they? You know, those lesbians. Because, you know, if the black lesbian would have been the one to, like, give birth to the kid would look ugly, wouldn't it? And it would get bullied at school. That's the problem with getting with a woman who's got a promiscuous past as well. I don't want to mention any names, but there's a few people in boxing, you know, who's had a kid with a woman who was, like, in porn. So when the kid grows up, the kid's going to get bullied in school, innit? Because when things are on the internet, it's there forever, innit? So you don't want your kid going to school and then all the other kids have got the fucking porn mag. or they printed it out, you know, off the internet, and they're passing it around in school, you know, so you get bullied. So the kid gets bullied. It's not good, is it? Tyne stepped his YouTube game up this past week, we noticed. Yeah, that's it. I did a little video. It was alright. It was alright. What was it about? It was about Tyson Fury, Cesaro wanted the trilogy. That stupid fucking fight, that little spar. Did you lot pay £27 for that? You need to just find a stream, man. If it's a big fight, don't watch it on an illegal stream, because it might pause, because my stream froze a couple of times. But it wasn't really a... Back with a bang, yep. Shout out to my advisor, Al Ayman. He's pulling strings, you know, behind the scenes. We did a little documentary. So I'm going to upload that probably on Sunday. Good content on it. I'm talking to my advisor, Al Ayman. He recorded it and he edited it and it looked quite nice. So yeah, we're stepping it up. I'm going to start playing Sonic the Hedgehog a bit more. But yeah, like I say, if you're getting bored, man, just fuck off. It's good to have you here, but I know some of you are fucking complaining in the comments, in the chat. It's good to be back, man. It's just like a little test run, you know, these lives. I ain't done one for 2 weeks, so my timing's a bit off, you know, as far as clicking on this and clicking on that and making sure everything's on point. 437 low lives, that's it. What else are you gonna do? You should join WWE like Logan Paul. Yeah, that's it. There's lots of things in the pipeline. There's a lot of opportunities. You just got to be consistent in it, you know, like KSI. Or that guy I just shown you, you know, that Fred Talks Fighting. He's only about 18. He's outdone me. Tyne, if Brendan didn't force you in front of the camera in the gym, do you think you'd be able to do this? That's a good question, you know. That's a really good question, because like when the cameras were in the gym interviewing Brendan or Johnny Nelson, you know, the Sky Sports cameras, I'd try and like quickly sneak into the gym changing rooms, you know, so I didn't have to fucking talk in front of the camera. And Brendan would see me like trying to sneak into the changing rooms and he'd shout me over, and I'd think, oh fuck you now. And I'd go up to the camera and Brendan would ask me a few questions in it, and I'd just stand there like some idiot, just saying, oh, I don't know. You know, like a retard. But it kind of got me used to being in front of cameras, innit? So when I say boxing was a waste of time for me, it kind of like wasn't, because it kind of like prepared me for this kind of thing. I'm not saying this is great, but it's alright, innit? It's easy money, it's just chilled, it's just... I put up a decent video the other day about Chris Eubank Jr. trying out like a gangster, a gangland enforcer. It was a decent video, so I don't feel pressured, you know, to do a good live. This guy's trying to be fucking disrespectful, isn't it? Brendan Ingle hated Dave Caldwell. he probably sensed that there was a bit of pervertedness to him. He didn't like him at all. He used to slag him off. He said that he slept with one of the girlfriends of another boxer in the gym. So he's a bit sneaky, isn't he, Dave Caldwell? So all that turning up the heat in business. So fighters have to take their pants off. Or little kids. You know, it don't surprise me at all. Darren Gee hates you, Ty. Who? Who's that? Who's Darren Gee? I think I've heard of the name. Who is it? What's he saying? Does he want smoke? What's he saying? Darren Gee. Never heard of him, man. Some guy from Boxing Social followed me on Instagram, yeah. And he's got a little blue tick. So I clicked on him, yeah, he's got about 800 followers. You know, I've got thousands, so I should have a blue tick by now, shouldn't I? Lennox, I'd love to see him fuck up Tyson Fury, you know. You know, just put an end to the Gypsy King. Obviously, it's bad timing, innit? Because Lennox is finished. But I think back in his day, I think he would have murdered Tyson Fury. And I would have liked to have seen it. What's Kruger up to? This guy, man. Do you think he's a good announcer? The fight starts now. That's not that good, is it? It's not. He's trying to be unique. He's trying to be like Michael Buffer. You know, saying, let's get ready to rumble. He's trying to have his own little trademark. The fight starts now. But it's not that good, is it? He's trying to be all unique, you know, with dreadlocks. With his little fake motorbike claim. You know, trying to get compo. You know what I mean? He's a bit... I've got his number. I did that though. I put in a little fake whiplash claim. And I got 800 quid, so... Look at that. Eddie Earn. People keep telling me that Kogan's interviews with Eddie Earn, you know, the views, they're starting to like diminish. Yeah, they're starting to drop. A few people have told me that, you know, in the industry. They said that Kogan's interviews with Eddie Earn, they're starting to... I don't know what it is. I think it's because there's more channels on the scene. ID Boxing, Seconds Out. Fucking... Or maybe people are just getting sick of Eddie Earn. You know, trying to cover up for Conor Bomb.
It's levels above anything you've heard before. It's the go-to podcast for boxing. It's available on Monday. I'm episode 13. Unlucky for some, not for you, the listener, because you're going to love this one. We go raw, apparently, and deep into my life and the world of boxing. Don't miss it across all major platforms out this Monday. That's how you do it, boy.
What you doing to me? I think people have had enough of it, man. Yeah, I've missed a few super chats, you know. Sorry about that. Let me scroll back. Yes, Aaron. Is Krugen facing charges anytime soon, Ty? Any info? I'd like to think so, yeah. I'd like to think he's facing a few little charges. Yeah. I don't want to sound like a cunt, but it's entertaining, isn't it? You know, if Krugen gets locked up, it'll be a nice little video review. It'll be a nice little... Who is the best looking male boxer right now? It probably is Joshua, innit? We don't want to admit it, but it probably is Joshua. It probably is, innit? You know Joshua, yeah? You know when he posts something on Instagram? You know a load of fucking women, a load of gold digging women, they try and like... say to him, oh, I want to have your babies. This is the guy, yeah? This is the matchmaker, you know, for... YouTube boxing, so I need you lot to spam this guy, yeah? Spam his inbox and tell him to put me on one of his fucking shows, man. But let me just show you what I mean about Joshua. You know when he posts a little... Who's that?
Oh, no you don't. The media loves football.
If we was to win a Saturday match, Chips would be on coach.
Joshua's... He's hanging around those underage girls, isn't it?
Oh, no you don't. The media loves football.
If we was to win a Saturday match, Chips would be on coach.
But the pressure she felt from things like social media...
People will use things you post on social media against you.
...has stopped her from playing.
I felt a bit lost.
I'm going to take her to a famous stadium and introduce her to an inspirational player to see if I can help her to be a baller again.
Wow.
Yeah, so them girls, I think they're underage, aren't they? What do you think?
Chips would be on coach.
Oh, he's got his arm around her as well. Look at that.
It was fun growing up, it was tough growing up, but I wish I had more role models that kept me focused. In this series, I'm going to show some youngers from my hometown Watford, some viewer.
Stop it!
He said, what?
Wow.
Anything is possible. I just want to see how we can help.
I get annoyed really easily.
Deep down, I know I can do better.
My mum loved boxing. Without her there, it feels silent.
I need someone to say, like, you can do it.
And I've asked some of my friends from different walks of life to help me out along the way.
Relax, because you've got a good feet. Don't let nothing stop you from getting where you need to be.
Alright, let's have a look at these comments from these women. You see what I mean? You see this woman here. Can you like see the comments or not? Some woman said, wow, look at my baby. Love heart eyes emoji. So she's like hoping that Joshua sees that message, you know, and gets in touch with her and fucking bangs her, you know, and gives her some of his jizz, you know, so she can fucking live off the child support, because that's a nice payment, isn't it? You know, if Joshua would have hit me that time, you know, if he'd have smacked me, I'd have got paid a nice bag. So I should have provoked him. I should have dissed his mum. You know, really wound him up. You know, so I got hit. You can see these women. Let me see what these women are saying. I think this is why some people hate him, though, isn't it? You know, because he does get a lot of pussy. You have to accept it. You have to be like honest, and there probably is a bit of envy. But some woman says, I like your style. Love heart eyes emoji. Some fat bitch is saying happy birthday. Love heart. You know that fat cunt. She's hoping Joshua replies, you know, and gives her some of his jizz. Another woman says, my sweetheart in the sunshine, but still working hard. Love you, my sweetheart. She's desperate for that jizz, man. You know, this fucking black woman here. Let's have a look at her. Oh, come on, man. Look at that. He's not gonna fucking message you back. Shall I wrap it up? I might wrap it up. We've had a good run, haven't we? We've enjoyed ourselves, haven't we? We've had a good time. The comeback, you know, the YouTube live comeback. It's been alright. I've enjoyed it. If Joshua hit you, you would be Gerald McClelland. Yeah. That's the risk, innit? This fucking black woman tried to snatch my drink out of my hand the other day, you know, in town. So I like pushed her back. She like fell back and banged her head. But she could have fucking died, so whatever. Hold on a minute, this mouse is fucking about. It's just clicking anything. Let me just unplug this mouse. It's fucking distracting me. Right, the bottle's full up now, so I'm about to wrap it up. I'll show you this piss in a minute. See that? Feels a bit warm. Shall I drink that? You lot give me a super chat. 50 quid. 100 quid. Feels nice and warm. That boxer drank his own piss, didn't he? Who was it? Castillo. This guy, yeah, he said to me one time, I think it was G-Man Boxing. He said, oh, if you pour that bottle of piss over your head, I'll give you 50 quid. So I said, give me 50 quid then and I'll do it. And he gave me 50 quid and I said, no, I can't do it, you know. It's a bit degrading, man. So I kind of robbed him, innit? I scammed him. Alright, let me just finish this cigarette and then I'll just fuck off. Wrap it up, man. I've had a good run. It's been decent. It's weird, isn't it? Ty, tell us about the pencil in your bum as a kid. I was about 13 and I was in a bunk bed, with my brother. I was on the top bunk, he was on the bottom bunk. And I was getting to that age, where I was getting a bit horny. So I started experimenting. I put a pencil in my arse. What do you think of that? Is that gay? Because obviously I like pussy, innit? So this is the problem with these like youngsters, these 13-year-old boys who say that they want to be a woman. So their fucking mum takes them to the doctors and they get their dicks cut off. But that's permanent, innit? They might change their mind, when they get older, like me. I haven't put a pencil in my arse for about 30 years. 25 years. And I've got no intention of doing it, innit? So people change, innit? So if you take your little 13-year-old son to the doctors because he wants to identify as a woman, and you cut his dick off, he's fucking fucked if he changes his mind, later on in life. It's a bit of a risk, innit? And they say like transsexuals, they commit suicide, at a really high rate, but that could be because they've done something that they regret, like cutting their dick off. So it's too young, innit? It's too young. So when I say we get pubes at 13, so it's okay to have sex, is it really though? Is it? Because you've still got like a young mind. Your mind's going to change, innit? I'm sure you was different when you was 13 to what you are now. So, yeah. So you look like a pencil with that haircut. I don't get the joke. What's the joke there? What's he saying? What are you trying to say? I look like a pencil with this haircut. I don't look like a fucking pencil. What are you on about? You gave me a super chat. So I'm not going to dish you too much, but you're being silly, man. I look like a pencil. They say a man's G-spot's in his arse, so it was worth trying on it, but I didn't really enjoy it. It was a bit dry. I didn't lube it up a bit. I should have spat on the pencil, and like lubed it up a little bit. Might have gone in a bit easier, but I like forced it in. Because there's like two sides of a pencil. There's like the sharp part that you draw with, and then there's the rubber part at the end. I used the rubber part. But I'm over that now. I've fucking grown up, man. I've progressed. So you can change, innit? So you in the comment, that low life earlier on who was saying, oh, how do I stop being a low life? Just evolve, man. If your brother had woke, how would you have explained yourself? My brother's a year older than me, yeah, and he was a fat cunt. I was really skinny, innit? So he used to like take advantage of me, not sexually. He used to bully me, innit? But I think bullying's good. It like toughens you up, innit? That's why I'm a good fighter today. Yeah, man, the cult's back together. The low life cult is back together, innit? The reunion. Man said bullying is good. Laughing face. Yeah, it is, man. That's what Andrew Tate says as well. It's good to get bullied because it kind of toughens you up, innit, as a man. You know what I mean? You know, these men today, they're little pussies, aren't they? Because like back in the days, they used to cane, you know, the kids in school. They used to hit them, you know, with a ruler. And the kids were tougher back then, innit? But now they're all sensitive. They're fucking running to the doctors, crying, asking for antidepressants. So, you know, a good beating, it's good for you, man. It toughens you up, innit? I won't be unbeaten in the streets, you know, if my brother didn't give me a fucking pasting back in the days, you know, in the bunk bed. Because I was on the top bunk, he was on the bottom. And I used to call him a fat bastard. So he'd get out of his bed and he'd fucking give me a pasting. I used to love Bruce Lee. I used to pretend I was Bruce Lee. My brother pretended that he was Jackie Chan. So we used to fight, innit, but he always got the edge because he was fat. But I held my own. I did okay. It's made me the man I am today, man. A millionaire. Shout out to my brother, man. Will you take over IFL when Coogan goes to jail? It's like we want him to go to prison, don't we? It just gives us a bit of excitement in our lives. I think that's why people like fighting sports. Because when they see someone getting knocked out, it makes them feel better about their lives. They might think, oh, I'm a low life, but at least I haven't got knocked out like this guy. You still hear from my boy them, James Helder. Get him on a live. No, he don't want to be like seen with me, you know, like publicly. I asked him if I could take a photo of me and him, you know, for the gram. And he was like, no. Do you know what I mean? He kind of fucked me off. You know, when we was on a night out, he kind of dissed me. Have you ever heard of this guy? Yeah, let me show you this guy a minute. We're having a good time, aren't we? Let me show you this blue tick guy, see if you know who he is. Sent me a message in it on Instagram. I ain't read it yet, but we'll have a little look. Do you know who that guy is there? Leon Mackenzie. Who's that? He sent me a little message. Shall I look at it on here? It's in my message requests. Nah, it's a bit snidey, man. I'll read it and I'll give you a gist of what he said. Who is it? Do you know who he is? He's got a little blue tick. Message unavailable. Use the Instagram app to view this type of message. Okay, I can't read it on here. I have to look at my phone, innit? Don't matter. I'll tell you what he said in the next video. That's what I mean, like, it stands out because he's got a blue tick in it. So that's what I need, man. I've just messaged this guy, KSI's manager, to get on one of them shows. But he hasn't really replied yet. Yo, wrap it up, man. It's been nearly 2 hours. Let me just finish this can. Have you ever met Dean White? Yeah, of course I have, man. I did an interview with him. It's on a channel called Pep Talk UK. You know, the main man at that channel died. But before he died, me and Heavy D and Baby Ting, we did like a little interview. So I was going to get in touch with Baby Ting, innit, you know, to see if he can pull some strings, you know, with these YouTube boxing matchmakers. Because he's like Shug Knight, innit, Baby Ting. You know, Shug Knight, I've followed him for like probably 20 years. And he used to make things happen. He used to make artists sign with him. He used to force them, you know, like really fucking bully them to sign with him. Or sign their rights to their songs over to him. So he made things happen. He was like an enforcer, you know, like Chris Eubank Jr. So I wanted to get him, you know, on the team. But his son died, innit? So he might be still, you know, a bit upset. It'll be good though, won't it? You know, if I get on one of them shows and like stream the fight, you know, to this channel. It's good content. You lot can laugh in the chat, you know, if I get knocked out. You can have a little go at me. You'd like that, wouldn't you? That will cheer you up, won't it? What's that channel called that I used to watch? You know, that good channel that where there was some pussy on there. I forgot what the channel was called. We'll finish on that, innit? What was it called again? We'll go out on a bang. Let's see what it's called, blood. You see that monkey? Do you think we evolved from monkeys? I was reading about it yesterday. We share about 99% DNA, you know, with a monkey. What was that fucking channel called? Let me see if you lot can remember, see if you remind me of this. Some of us more than others. What who look like monkeys. Yeah, he's trying to be racist, isn't he, this guy is. You could tell that's a bit of a racial comment there. because I said, "Do you think we evolved from monkeys?" And this guy here, he's probably white. He ain't got a photo, but he says some of us more than others. So he's trying to be racial, isn't he? You know Joe Rogan, when he said, "Oh, I went to watch Planet of the Apes at the cinema, and the cinema was in a black area. And when I got out of the taxi at the cinema in the black area, you know, it was like being in Planet of the Apes. You know, because there was a lot of black people around, but I wasn't really offended. I was alright, man. I was cool. I like Joe Rogan. I'd like to get on his show. Do you think I'm big enough yet to get on the Joe Rogan podcast?" We probably did evolve from monkeys. You know, we're similar, aren't we? Do you think I look like a monkey? Yes or no? I can take it, don't worry. Black Lives Matter. Did you lot post a blacked out photo on your Instagram? You know, like to fucking show fake support for the Black Lives Matter movement? Did you follow the hype? Did you follow what was trending that week, you know, by putting a blacked out photo on your Instagram? Did you follow the crowd like a little sheep? We didn't evolve from monkeys. We shared a common ancestor with the great ape. Lol. What do you think then? The Big Bang, you think that happened or what? Do you think there's a God? Sometimes I'd like to think there isn't a God, because if there isn't, then you can do whatever you want to do in this life and you're not going to be punished for it in the afterlife. So if you've got a week to live, like my dad, you can fucking murder people, you know, you don't like. You know, you can bang women, you know, like Rosie Webster, without their permission. You know what I mean? I don't want to get too deep in it. We're just chucking around a few ideas. It's like Jimmy Savile, innit? He did what he did and he got away with it. So if there's no God, you know, he fucking lived his life to the fullest, didn't he, Jimmy Savile? He let himself into those mentally ill hospitals with a key that he was given from the Queen. And he had a little fiddle about, didn't he, Jimmy Savile? So he died as well, you know, before he got punished. So, you know, if there's no God, he got away with it. Jimmy Savile smoked cigars. Now it's Andrew Tate. That's where you're going wrong, Ty. What are you saying? I need to smoke cigars. I used to buy cigars, but they're about £9, you know, just for one cigar. That water's just come out my ear, you know. I can hear clear now. The water's just come out. One hour, 50 minutes. Shall we take it to 2 hours?
Andrew Tate was asked if he would fight Conor McGregor. I'm not even sure what this would be. Would it be a kickboxing bout, a boxing bout, an MMA? But he said this.
Would you fight Conor McGregor? I have nothing against Conor. Kind of like the guy. But I'm a lot bigger than him. He's very good. He's very capable. We'd certainly have a lot of good trash talk. Shut your mouth, mate. It'd make a lot of money. I would need a personal problem with him to fight.
That's why the Logan Paul matchup makes so much sense. They generally don't like each other. Logan Paul spoke out when Andrew Tate was at his lowest point in the public eye and got cancelled, and there's general animosity between the two. Will that matchup happen? I'm not too sure. What do you guys think? Leave a like and subscribe with the notification bell.
Is that it? That's what I mean. Some of these people are milking these fucking... I need to start doing this. Would you like be pissed off if I started doing shit like that? You know, putting 40-second videos up. Just clickbaiting it. How many views did that get? Let's have a look. Oh, well, he's only put it up like 3 hours ago. It got 5.4 thousand views. So... Tyson Fury says no heavyweight can take... I'm sick of Tyson Fury, to be honest. I don't want to listen to that shit. You get sick of him, don't you? Doss of this, doss of that. Yeah, you're a shithouse. He's fucking... He's dead, man.
I got some big. Yeah. You don't even need security. I'm like 5. Are you scared of it? Yeah, big man, no? No. I'm like 5'12", to be honest. 5'12". Around 5'12". Yeah, I am. I'm about 5'12", you know what I mean? How tall are you? I don't know. 6'4". Nah,
You haven't done anything of note since I've seen you.
Yeah. Me and my girlfriend broke up.
Why did you and your girlfriend break up?
Okay, so hear this, right? We broke up. I just feel like it was more of an outgrown type of thing. We both wanted different things. I'm not gonna lie, you know, we broke up. And then she made an OnlyFans yesterday.
You wanted different things.
Yeah.
What did you want then? What did you want that she didn't want?
Me, I just wanted to kind of like seclude myself, and I wanted to find myself because I'm lost, and I wanted to find myself, and I feel like I wanted to find myself.
So you agree with me? You are lost. You're a lost soul.
100%, yes.
I want you to donate a significant portion of money, a significant amount of money to charity right now.
Okay, how much and what charity?
About $100,000.
Andrew, let me explain.
Everyone is watching you, Aiden. You waste your life. We've just discussed how you do nothing but hedonistic garbage. Your entire life's a... You have all this opportunity at your young age, and you're sitting around doing nothing with it but... You're going to donate $100,000. You're going to donate $100,000 to an animal shelter because puppies deserve it. Right now.
I agree with that. That's what I mean. When that guy was being racist, you know, in the chat saying I'm like a monkey, I didn't take offense to it. Joe Rogan saying, oh yeah, black people, it was like being on Planet of the Apes. Like, I wasn't bothered at all. Like, I just didn't give a fuck. When gay people get beat up, I'm not bothered. But you know, animal cruelty, I'm not really feeling it at all. You know what I mean? So that fucking blind nigger, Gerald McLennan, you know, I'm glad he's fucked up. He used to like sellotape dogs' mouths closed, you know, put him in a cage with a pit bull. So I'm glad he's fucked. I'm really happy.
That's actually really sweet. What if
I'm waiting.
Okay, I don't know the legit one. Like, what if they just like steal my money and shit? And they don't do anything about the puppies?
Oh no! Let's hope they don't steal your money. Let's hope they're more honorable than the drug dealers you fund.
I don't do drugs, bro. I don't do drugs.
You do drugs. Don't lie.
No, the only thing I do is drink alcohol. That's it. Okay.
You live in LA. If you live in LA, you're a fucking drug head like everybody else.
No,
that place is godless. It's a cesspit. It's disgusting. Every single female's fucking twerking on some perk bullshit, or taking Adderall or Valium so she can calm down from the amount of cock she's been through. It's a fucking shithole. There's nobody of any kind of moral substance or fiber in that entire city. You should leave immediately. You know this.
That's what I mean. It's true, innit? It's like in this part of the world, the Western world, like, fuck, these women are slugs, man. You know what I mean? You know, these Muslim women, they're scared of God, aren't they? They think if they sleep around, they'll burn in hell, you know, forever. So that's the good part of religion, isn't it?
But that's why it attracted you. It attracted you because you want the degeneracy, because you're a degenerate person. You are donating $100,000 to a fucking animal charity today.
Fine.
So pick one. I've had enough with your shit, Aiden.
Okay. Where have you been, dude? Like, seriously, where the fuck have you been? Why did the internet do that to you? It's not even fair, bro. It's not fair.
It's a pretty good attempt to change subject.
I don't see you on Instagram. I don't see you on TikTok anymore. Why did they do that to you?
I'm all over TikTok. It's still TikTok.
Okay, yes, but
It's
not
still
as
all over
much
the
as I used
place,
to
isn't
see
it?
you. Like, what happened?
He hasn't really been cancelled. There's a load of videos here. You know of him. He's still here. That's his brother Tristan Tate. He's doing well as well. So he's not really cancelled. He's still relevant, man. It's good to see.
Dude.
I'm going to allow you to change subject. I want everyone to know that you don't fool me or trick me.
Okay.
But I'm going to allow him.
Thank you.
Just as long as the internet knows that you're a stingy fuck and you want puppies to die, then I'm happy to sit here and change subject with you. So you don't give a fuck about the puppies. That's fine. Aiden doesn't care. He only cares about fucking degenerate bullshit, LA slags, doing drugs, and all this other garbage. If you agree with that, then fine. Let's talk about something.
Let's talk about something else, bro.
1 second.
Dude, where the fuck is this guy, bro? Why does he look... Bro! No way they're just spamming L. Aiden, bro. Oh god, this chat's weird as fuck. No, I literally look at you guys all differently, bro. I swear to God, you guys are being all weird, bro. Stop dick sucking, bro. I'm about to run ads all stream, and you're gonna fucking sub, bitch. Fuck you guys. You guys are being assholes, bro. Why is it daytime where he's at, too?
This guy's streaming on Twitch. I forgot to stream on Twitch as well as YouTube today. I forgot to do it. Fucking slipped my mind, man. I'm a bit rusty. You know, because of the 2-week abstinence or whatever. Right, let me just read a few more chats and then I'm gonna fuck it off. Wrap this shit up. Right. Boxing is dead at the moment. That's what it is. Yeah, it's dead. So I like that little boxing basements video, you know, about those murderers fighting each other. I told you I watched the video of Harold Shipman and I was really into it. So I might have to go down that route, you know. You know, if I just fuck boxing off like altogether and spoke about it every now and then, you know, when there's a big fight, and I did like murder videos, would you lot stay subscribed? You know what I mean? Would we keep the cult going if I switched to like murder and rape? It's a good little transition, isn't it? Opinions on Joe Joyce getting involved in the Fury Usyk little stare down. You see what I mean? You know, shit like that. You know what I mean? Like what? Staring down. Like what are they gonna fight, or they're just gonna stare at each other? Calling each other dossers and shithouses and fucking... It's just dead, man. So yeah, we might have to move on to murder, you know. We might have to move on to like Fred and Rose West. They murdered a few little kids, didn't they? This video is not getting ads put on it at all. I've gone too far. Gone too far, man. Do videos on boxers. You're missing the point, man. You're not understanding my point. The point is boxing's dead. Terence Crawford with his fucking old ass avoiding Errol Spence fighting David Avanesian. It's not good enough, is it? That's about 40 quid as well, you know, to watch that on pay-per-view. Who's your top 3 favourite serial killers in order? Good question. Number 1. the Yorkshire Ripper, because there was like a sexual element to him, which I like. Number 2, probably Joseph Fritzl. You know, he banged his daughters, didn't he? Who else? Jeffrey Dahmer, he was a bit fruity. I wasn't really into all that shit. Harold Shipman, a review, yeah. I like how he tried to forge the will, you know, of the women that he killed. So he got all their money. So yeah, there's a lot of them to choose from, so I'm going to have to go down that route, you know, because I can't keep up with this boxing shit. Did Carl Froch deserve to be given Did Carl Froch deserve to be put in the Boxing Hall of Fame? Who cares? Who gives a fuck? Do you know what I mean? Fucking hell. We haven't even spoke about it, have we, at all? It's just... I feel like because I started off doing boxing videos, I feel like I have to continue, you know what I mean? But I might have to make a switch to murder and rape. Incest. It's 2 hours, you know. What are you saying? Shall we go tomorrow again? Shall we go live again tomorrow? You know, get back on track with these lives. Because I've enjoyed myself. What about murderous boxers? Like who's a murderer in boxing? Like Carlos Baldemir, he banged his daughter, didn't he? His underage daughter. That was quite interesting. Who else is interested in boxing, murder-wise, rape-wise? This video definitely ain't getting ads put on it. I fucked it up. I've gone too far. That's why I have to clip up the videos, you know, put like little 1-minute videos on the channel. Like I did about Chris Eubank Jr. being an enforcer. Right, you're gonna have to watch something else, you know. Because I've hit the wall. You know, like Michelle Hall Phelps freezing her eggs. Now she's fucking hit her sell-by date. She's realizing that being a little YouTube interviewer hasn't satisfied her. Because they say like women derive pleasure, you know, from a family and kids. If you ask a happily married woman with kids if she would give up her husband and kids to have a little career and have money and buy a Louis Vuitton handbag, they wouldn't. So these women like Hall Phelps, they're told to focus on career, innit? So that's what they do. But then when they get to 40, yeah, they've got a bit of cash. They've got a little Louis Vuitton handbag. But it's not fucking keeping them warm, you know, when it's cold outside like now. And it's coming up to Christmas and she's hugging her little fucking Louis Vuitton handbag and freezing her eggs. You know, she found out the hard way. Now she's on OnlyFans, you know what I mean? So she's fucked. She should have tried to bag a high value man. You know, when she was in her prime, when she was in her 20s. When she was in her peak, she should have tried to get a high value man. You know, like Andrew Tate or me. What you saying? She's missed her chance, you know, of getting somebody like me and Andrew Tate. So you have to tell your daughters, innit? Tell them, like, don't follow fucking Cardi B. You know, the boss bitch. Or that other slag, Kim Kardashian, you know, that these young girls look up to. It's a slippery slope, isn't it? You know, Judge Judy. I used to watch that. You're better off telling your daughter to try and go down that path, you know what I mean? But Ebony Bridges, she'll be next as well. When she gets to 40, 45 and she's finished with boxing, she's going to be hugging her little Louis Vuitton handbag, you know, at Christmas, on her own, you know, when it's cold outside. What are her fake tits and her fucking tattoos and her little Instagram followers going to do for her, you know, when she's hit the wall? She can't find a high value man like me. She tried it on with me, innit? She tried to slide into my DMs, Ebony Bridges. But I kind of fucked her off, innit? Because she's got like a promiscuous persona. Who's more attractive, Clarissa Shields or Savannah Marshall, the white woman? Why the fuck am I still live? It's 2 hours and 7 minutes. It's fucking stupid, man. I wanted to find that video, you know, that, what's it called again? Oh, a minute. I think I remembered it. I think it's called It's Complicated. I found it. We're going to finish on this.
Relationship?
Yes.
If so, why is it often said not to discuss them on a first date when it seems to be the first thing you'd want to talk about?
That's a really good freaking question.
So definitely matter?
Yes.
Lesbians.
I think now
you looking for scared?
Find me a nice woman. Oh my god, this is fucking no good, man. Another lesbian. Old fucking cunt. Stupid, man. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'll do it next time, innit? This is not a good choice. It's not a good selection of fucking lesbians. Yeah, don't matter. We'll sort it out next time, innit? Yeah, we'll go live again tomorrow. I've enjoyed myself, so see you later, yeah? Be safe, everybody.